Meta has new account-level controls that you can employ to keep your team from seeing your ads.
And TikTok is in its prime with a new shopping integration.
All on today's show.
Welcome, you are listening to Marketing O'Clock. Just stay tuned. Digital marketing news, but let's get specific. Digital ads, SEO and analytics, social media and more. Pretty much everything that'll make your website perform. With new shows every Friday. We give you the news with sass and puns and definitely hot takes. Thank you for tuning in. You know what time it is. It's officially Marketing O'Clock. Settle in, sit back, keep it locked.
Hey there, I'm Christine Zernheld.
AKA Shep.
I'm Julia Mateer.
And I'm Greg Finn.
And it's officially Marketing O'Clock.
Here on August 16th, 2024. And we are going to start this week's show with a special offer. Really exciting news here. HeroConf is back, people. And we're going to be there this November 19th and 20th in sunny San Diego. HeroConf is the ultimate destination for paid search marketers, directors of paid search, and heads of PPC. Whether you're an agency pro, a freelancer, or an in-house expert, HeroConf is the specialist event where you can dive deep into the worlds of pay-per-click and social advertising. And they have some amazing people coming to speak this year. They have AJ Wilcox from B2 Linked, Akvila DeFazio, Anthony Higman, Andrea Cruz, and Jenny Marvin is going to be doing a talk on Google Ads. So you're not going to want to miss that one. So be sure to check out PPC Hero. Again, it is November 19th and 20th in San Diego. There are so many amazing people going. You can check out the website at ppchero.com/hero-conf for more information, or we are giving away 2 tickets, right, Greg?
Yes, we're going to give away 2 tickets to anybody that either shares on LinkedIn or Twitter this week's show or this clip that you're watching right now. And you can also email us at info@marketingclock.com for an entry, no purchase necessary. So whatever way you want to enter, just please do so before August 21st at midnight Eastern Standard Time. We'll then go do and randomize a giveaway for both 2 tickets, one to HeroConf and one to Brighton SEO, so that you can come join us. We'll be there.
Yeah.
Hanging out. We'll interview you.
Yeah.
Talk about how great it feels to have won this ticket for an amazing conference.
Yep. There's amazing people going, so we'll see you there at HeroConf.
All right. And first up in the news this week, according to Bloomberg, in this article, I just need to say, they were like, some people are saying this. Some people are saying this. There's no sources, no background information. It's just like some people are saying. So take all of this with a grain of salt, especially when I get to a certain part where your eyes are going to bug out. But apparently, the Department of Justice is looking to break up the monopoly that is Google. So there are some parts that make sense in this, where they may separate Android and Chrome from the Google search aspect, or divest from things. That has been floated out in this Bloomberg article. They also talked about the fact that they had tried to do this to Microsoft, 2 decades ago, but we're going to see. Another thing that was just strange to me is they're like, less severe options include forcing Google to share more data with competitors and measures to prevent it from gaining an unfair advantage in AI products. Like, I understand they have this data. They have no idea what to do with this data.
Yeah.
They are so behind in AI. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't care about that.
Yeah. I mean, they could, if they knew what they were doing, use this for something smart. Okay. Another quote from the article said, officials are also looking at trying to force a possible sale of AdWords, the platform the company uses to sell text advertising, one of the people said. This is like an AI-generated article. They like found something old where it's like, oh, it's AdWords still. So I'm like, immediately I read this, I'm like, this is, whoever's talking has zero credibility.
Yeah.
They then went on to cover the fact that AdWords did get changed, even though they already called it AdWords. They said those are sold via Google Ads, talking about the search text ads, which was rebranded from AdWords in 2018 and offers marketers a way to run against certain keywords related to their business. And then in the very next paragraph, it said, If the Justice Department doesn't call for Google to sell off AdWords, it could ask for interoperability requirements that could make it work seamlessly on other search engines, the people said.
I want the people to tell me how that would work.
That's what I was saying. It's like, you just take Google Ads and you're like, oh, go put it on Microsoft. Yeah, I'm going to go run YouTube ads. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, it's completely different. To me, I think it could be like Google Ad Manager, not Ads Manager, two very different things. One is Ad Manager, where you're a publisher and you're trying to make revenue on your site and you need an open auction, real-time bidding for that, so it can't just be Google. Maybe there could be some sort of different ways you could tie in and other people you could buy via other vendors other than Google, like you can with programmatic. That could be an option. I don't think you're going to be like, hey, Meta, here's Google Ads. Go use this. It doesn't make any sense.
It wouldn't, yeah. It wouldn't work.
Yeah, not at all. So I could see him being like, hey, to get all this search data, you had this monopoly. Now you can come up with your best software that uses all these specific levers, and so can other people. That could be an option, but you can't just be like, here's Google Ads. I'm going to go put it on TikTok. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't.
Trying to picture a search ad on TikTok doesn't really work.
It'd probably be a rat ad, though.
Yep.
Okay, and then lastly here, from Sam Tomlinson at Digital Sam I Am, he writes, it's amusing that all the calls for Google to be split up don't consider the fact that if Google were forced to spin off Chrome and Android, neither of these companies would have any revenue unless they were paid for something. Perhaps a default search engine? Oh, wait. I thought that was funny because that's what they're getting sued for. And then the second part of it. That's what they were dubbed to be a monopoly for, rather. Okay, and that's it. There, what do you have, Shep?
Next up here, big news for Meta advertisers. This comes to us by way of Dario Zanoni on LinkedIn. He says that Meta is expanding account level controls to include more audience exclusions. So you set these controls at the account level, and then they're going to apply to the rest of the ad account. And a couple of these that were already in here are not new, so I'm going to run through these fast. The first one is you can say my business can only advertise in specific locations at the account level instead of the campaign level, so it restricts or excludes ad distribution in specific locations. There's also minimum age restrictions. These allow you to set a minimum age between 18 and 25 for your ads, so people who are under that threshold would not see them. And then the first new one is you can say, my business restricts advertising to some audiences to protect its brand. And this lets you prevent ads from showing to selected audience based on lists in the account. So that's for branding purposes. And then the last one is you can say, my business doesn't show ads to its own employees.
Oh.
I wish we had that in Google Ads.
That's sneaky. Yeah. There's probably people out there that are like, oh, we're hiring for this position. And they're like, oh, we don't want anyone to see that they're getting replaced.
Oh, I was thinking you just didn't want people to click on ads.
Yeah, probably not either, but
yeah,
like that could be good for careers, you would think.
Yeah,
that would. But I mean, you could also look on the website.
Yeah, but I think that's a really cool option. I wish all the ad platforms had that. But it like goes both ways, because then you have some clients where the CEO is like Googling the company's brand name sometime and like, why aren't the ads showing?
But I blocked your IP, dude.
Yeah, because I don't want you to click on them. So anyway, maybe this is the future for us all. I like that.
I also think it's funny that you can like restrict to like lists. Like you can pick, I'd have to look into this more. I don't have a ton of information, but if you have people who match, can you be like let's say you're sticker mule and you're like, I don't want to talk to these people. You know what I mean? Not trying to get anything blocked or banned, but
yeah,
that's cool.
And now for this week's
Cool Tool.
As a reminder, our Cool Tool segment is not an official endorsement or paid mention. We're simply sharing something we found in our travels that may be of use to our listeners. And is really, really cool.
This week's Cool Tool comes to us by way of Adrian Decker on LinkedIn, and it is a free Looker Studio PPC multi-channel dashboard. The dashboard is built out by Boris Vasilchuk and the Coupler.io team, and it helps you integrate data from Google Ads, Facebook Ads, and 6 other ad platforms. You can easily track budgets, identify top-performing channels, and compare campaigns from different sources. We'll have the link in our newsletter and in Discord, so check it out.
Now it's time for this week's Take of the Week. This is a #fire digital marketing take with extra spice served up for you. We simply deliver the take for your consumption. We give no opinions. We don't influence. You make the call.
This week's Take of the Week comes from the one and only Thomas Issel at Thomas Issel on Twitter X. And he's got a meme here where it says what people think Google Ads is. And there's 5 little buckets here: conversion, keywords, sponsored ads, ad showing 24/7, and like SEO. And then what Google Ads actually is. And there's about 15 different things that it really is. Campaign strategy, quickly adapting to changes, competitor research, A/B test, 1,000 thoughts on how to improve conversions, imposter syndrome, and much, much more, which is the basis of Google Ads, aka AdWords, according to Bloomberg. So thank you, Thomas.
Now it's time for this week's Pew Pew Lightning Round. At this point in the show, we split up our content into 3 parts: paid, organic, and social.
First up in the paid universe this week, from Bron Vanderhalen on LinkedIn. He's sharing new Facebook ad features that allow you to reward people after filling out your lead gen forms. Ooh. This is a fun one. He says when you create a leads campaign and select the instant form option, you can now see an option to provide an online offer URL and an online promo code. The call to action text for the button is a free text input field, so you can add any text you wish to use. How would you reward your customers for filling out the form?
I think I would give them a sticker or a digital high five.
Oh.
But then one of those, you just pull it back like my daughter does to me all the time.
Brutal. Next up from Ginny Marvin, our ads liaison on X. She says local service advertisers starting today will begin selecting photos from your LSA profile to show in your ads. Photos will be selected based on their likelihood to increase engagement with your ad. We recommend uploading 3 to 5 images to your LSA profile. And she also says ads won't always include a photo depending on the user query and other factors. And Anthony Higman, our LSA king, asked where they will show. Are they going to replace the headshot? What are they going to be? I never want to see those headshots go away.
No, the headshots are the best.
Like, what are you going to replace it with?
How would you know if a realtor could sell your house if you didn't see their headshot?
I wouldn't know.
Right?
Except for that big guy in Buffalo.
You're obsessed with a lawyer in Buffalo because it's always his face.
Jed?
Yes. You send me these things and you're like, you just got Jed bombed. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
That was 4 years ago.
Well, I remember. Now I see Jed and I'm like, I'm just going to try to crash my car to take a picture.
Yeah.
Also, why are billboards legal? Don't you think that's ridiculous?
It is crazy, yeah.
You're like, hey, I'm driving down the road. I'm just going to read a book on half of these things.
It's true.
Okay, so
I don't know what images they would use. Like, Anthony does a lot of lawyers. Are they going to have a gavel, a picture of a car accident? I want to see these in action.
Somebody pointing in court.
Yeah, just like money. Next up, again from Jenny. This was a detail of the story last week that I don't think I included when we were talking about people's ad accounts showing products for other ad accounts. But she did say that they will be contacting all directly impacted customers with further details on the incident, and they'll be working towards issuing credits in the coming weeks. So I didn't know that for sure last week, but it's the least they could do. Next up from PPC Greg, update on the switch to getting rid of credit cards in Google Ads. He saw a notification in the platform that says you have 11 days to complete your switch to invoicing. Failure to do so could result in account suspension due to non-compliance with Google billing policies. I have clients who the date just switched to September 15th.
I have one that's the 14th.
Yeah, like the complaint I had last week about the guy not emailing us back, all of a sudden it's like they can't get through it fast enough. So they're pushing it out.
They should have said this is like the transition to GA4, you have a year.
Yeah. And it's like someone said a few weeks ago, they're not going to take no money to get rid of the 2% fee. Like, it's just dumb. I don't think anyone's account's going to be suspended, but, don't mess around with it. Next up, Thomas Issel is letting us know that Google Ads upgraded its enhanced conversions diagnostic tab with coverage over time and impact. So if you want to check that out, you can. And Anu from Search Engine Land told us that Google announced a grace period for its planned phase out of commission-based bidding in hotel ads campaigns. So another date being pushed back. The new deadline is February 20th, 2025. And also, according to Barry Schwartz on Search Engine Roundtable, hotel ads are under siege. She says spammers are hijacking Google hotel listings by marking some hotels as permanently closed and also changing the phone number to a WhatsApp number.
Yeah, and I think that's more on the organic side of things. I don't think it's hitting ads specifically, but I just was like disappointed when I read that article.
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
I know, but you think hotel hijacking, you think it's like that Captain Phillips meme where it's like, you have Tom Hanks and then the other guy's like, I'm the general manager of client friendliness now. You know what I mean? I'm the captain now meme? You don't know that?
I do. I know it.
Okay. Do you know that?
No.
You're too young. Gen Z.
Thank
What's
you.
that movie? Pirate movie?
Captain Phillips. I just told you. It's not the movie.
I thought that was the name of the guy. I didn't know it was the movie.
I actually don't know. I just thought it was Captain Phillips. No, it's Captain Phillips. I'm right.
Well, I'm the PPC News reporter now.
Okay, back to the PPC.
Next up, PPC Greg asked Ginny this week a question about the auto-pausing keywords that don't have impressions in Google Ads. So he says, with Google Ads auto-pausing keywords with no impressions over the last 13 months, does that include all keywords in campaigns that have been paused for more than 13 months? The campaign itself or the ad group is paused, not the keyword. Hi, Greg. It will not pause keywords in pause campaigns or ad groups. So good to know. Before we get into the organic news here, we want to remind you that Brighton SEO is back this November 19th and 20th in San Diego. So this is the organic side of the conference that's running alongside HeroComp. So we will be in San Diego, and we are so excited to watch some of these talks. They have some really exciting people coming, like Will Reynolds from Sear, Joy Hawkins, Fabrice from Microsoft. There is just an amazing lineup of talks, so you do not want to miss it. And for more information, you can visit BrightonSEO.com to learn more about Brighton SEO San Diego. And again, we are giving away a ticket to this and alongside a ticket to HeroComp, so you can share our episode this week on LinkedIn or X, or just email us info@marketingoclock.com for more info. And we're going to give away a couple of tickets.
Just get it in by the 21st at midnight. Okay, in the organic news, I have not prepped as fully as I normally prep. I just drove here an hour and 15 minutes from moving. I'm like disgusting. I've been moving boxes all morning, packing things up, dealing with things. But it's going to be fun. And we've got another kind of FTC adjacent, well, FTC is different than DOJ, but a Google adjacent breakup where Epic Games had won their lawsuit against Google in the past for some of the potentially manipulative pricing that occurs. And the FTC is considering breaking up Google LLC following its intervention via the brief into Epic Games versus Google. So this comes from the Silicon Angle, and you can read a whole bunch more. So it just seems like there's more mounting pressure. And the Epic Games thing isn't that big of a marketing issue, I guess, unless you have an app that you're marketing and you're talking about some of the payments and the cuts that Google takes here. But just more pressure to break this up. I guess you just can't be this big.
Yeah.
People don't like it when you get this big. It's like the problem with Julie. Did you ever turn Julie into memes? Like this is, we're gonna have that problem with Julie. We're gonna have to break it up.
Sad.
Fire me.
Okay, and then from Glenn Gabe on Twitter X, he says Perplexity rising and pivoting from subscriptions to advertising. Perplexity saw 250 million queries in July versus 500 million in all of 2023, and it recently raised 250 million and is valued at $3 billion. And Glenn says, now the startup is pivoting its business model from subscriptions to advertising, bringing it closer to competition with Google, which dominates the $300 billion search ads industry. I think it's a great move. Instead of charging for something, you have all this funding, make something awesome. Mm-hmm. Perplexity rocks. It's better than Google. Mm-hmm. Just keep doing that and then figure out the monetization stuff afterwards. Like, as long as you can float it, like, I think it's great. And not ever, have you used Perplexity?
Have not.
You got to get the app on your phone because that's what it's best.
I don't have that.
When you're like on the couch and you have a question about a TV show and you're just like, how many daughters does Teresa Giudice have?
Oh. Is that how she says
I already
daughters?
knew it was 4. Yeah.
It's similar to how you say San Diego.
Do I say it weird? San
Did you
Diego?
hear her say San Diego?
No, I thought she said it
again.
normal.
San Diego?
Oh,
You
like
said San Diego.
Diego.
There was, I say Diego.
San Diego?
I don't know. We'll roll
like
the tape back.
Dago.
Tables, put in the ratio.
San Diego. In San Diego. In San Diego. In San Diego.
Go f*** yourself, San Diego.
Okay, so next up, Google Lens will ask you to speak about an image according to Barry Schwartz's article, and it was first uncovered by Android Police. There's an example of a Google Lens, which can see what's on there, and you can add your voice, allegedly, to say, the example they gave was terrible. It was a plate, and again, it's just Android Police guy, so like it's, but I could see Google coming out with this.
My favorite guy, yeah.
I could see Google coming out with this. It's like similar to the terrible ads that they do of like, this is not what the product is for. Like, hey, we're going to write to the Olympians or whatever. Or we're going to make a kerploosh, but we can't actually do it.
Or we're going to advertise cat party hats and auto-generate the hat.
Exactly. So this is a picture of somebody taking a photo of their breakfast, and there's pancakes, and there's 12 blueberries. It's like almost 3 rows of 4 with these blueberries. And the question somebody inputted with their voice is, how many blueberries are on the plate? I'm like, I know this is Android Police guy, but I could see Google like launching a campaign with this to be like, how many, like, there's 12 blueberries, dude. Like, we're at a dozen, and they're grouped in 4 groups of 3. What are we doing? So anyway, I think Google should steal that and go with that. Okay, so from Search Engine Roundtable here, Google AI Overviews is seen in a way, Lily Ray spotted this, with a ton of link icons next to every one of the items in this unordered list that they had, and after every single paragraph. So it was about some type of paraxia. I don't know what that is. It's when your body temperature is higher than normal, I guess. And after every single indentation, there's a link. So you can see, oh, it's a stiff neck, and you can get the link to the stiff neck. It's a urinary tract symptom, and you get the link there. And Lily said for a couple of these branded ones, every single link points to the same destination. You just stole
wanted links.
The whole content then. This isn't AI generated. This is theft. This is theft. If every link goes to the same thing, you just stole that.
Yep.
That's wild. That you're like, oh, each batch of links points to the same destination for a branded
I've also never seen an AI overview like this huge. Is it?
I think
that
they're starting
crazy?
to roll them out because they have to at this point.
Like, talk about stealing. Like, none of the other results are even going to be seen.
And every example takes you to the same page. That's not an overview. That is like red-handed theft. Like I'm documenting my theft. Crazy. Okay, there are these weird mini knowledge panel cards over on the side. It looks like you can, I think it's a movie or something or a series, I guess. And instead of the knowledge panel being large, it's just small and on the side. And apparently it's desktop only, but we'll see more about that. At least it's not like that Microsoft where there are 3 different columns and you just look. It looks like you're looking at like a Bloomberg terminal, you know? Not familiar with Bloomberg terminal. Okay, moving on from search off the record, on the record? On the record or off the record?
It's off the record, but it's on the record.
Oh, yes, that's it. Gary Yesh from Google said that he's investigating ways to handle URL parameters better. And John Mueller had asked Gary, what other kinds of optimizations do you see happening with regards to crawling? And Gary said, maybe better URL parameter handling. So they went on to talk about the fact that there might be it could be beneficial. Again, not saying any of this is coming, where you could say this parameter is optional or something like that. And Gary responded, it's a good idea. So maybe there'll be better parameter handling over on Google. And before we get into the social round here in the lightning round, I just want to let you know about a new webinar that is happening on Tuesday, September 10th from 10 to 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to talk about the creative and technical ways that you can win Black Friday and Cyber Monday with meta ads. It's not spooky season currently. It's not holiday season, but you need to be in education season for yourself.
The Halloween party's already happening in Disney World.
That's too soon. They should be banned. They should go to jail.
Well, it's not too soon for Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
It's not too soon to educate yourself for what is coming here. So this webinar is put on by Mikhail Alflin and Akvila DeFazio. And you can sign up for free over on Acvila's site, acvertise.com/webinar. That's acvertise.com/webinar, AKVERTISE.com/webinar. Check it out for free. Tuesday, September 10th.
Okay, first up for social from Search Engine Land, TikTok partners with Amazon for in-app shopping. TikTok is now integrating Amazon shopping directly into its platform, allowing users to make purchases without leaving the app. Amazon product recommendations will appear in the For You feed, and users who link their TikTok and Amazon accounts can complete purchases within TikTok. The integration will show real-time pricing, Prime eligibility, delivery estimates, and product details.
Wow.
How much have you
Right?
bought off TikTok Shop?
Never once.
But I think
think
we
this
talked about this
make me.
before?
I don't think so.
Did you buy off TikTok Shop?
No, but this would make me.
Yeah.
What stops me is
looks
it
like-
takes me years to add my credit card to an app, and then when I do, I can't be stopped.
Came over.
I feel like most people do buy stuff from
Yeah, a
there.
lot of people do. It just like kind of creeps me out. I have stuff in my cart, but I just never bought it.
What's in your cart?
I don't want to talk about it. Okay. Next up, Instagram expands carousel to 20 frames, so you can now add up to 20 photos or videos in a single carousel. This is just kind of
Wow.
wild. Yeah, no one's
Moms
gonna
of the
watch.
world are about to be insufferable, including this mom.
Do you know who doesn't want this? Users of the web. Who wants to just be horizontal? It's just going to work like ridiculous.
You can't do a whole month photo dump in 10 photos.
Use CapCut.
You should get more photos depending on how many kids you have.
What are you? Oh, delete that. Bleep that, tables.
10 for your first kid, 20 for your next. That would be nice.
Sure.
What do you think, Julia?
You're such an elitist. You're such a child elitist.
Because I have 2 kids, so do you.
Yeah, you think, you're not better than Julia.
I'm just saying, we were talking about people
What,
with
do I get
7
5?
kids. They should get 70 photos in a carousel.
Do you think she should get more pictures than you, Julia? Because you're childless.
Yes.
Okay. Way to stand up to the man.
She has more to post than I do, you know?
I disagree. I feel like you have as many pictures
That
as
is
Shop.
simply not true. Okay, on to Meta news. They are expanding profile connections for Business Suite. So users are now able to link up to 10 profiles to your Meta Business Suite account, so you won't need to log out and log back in to manage the business page connected to each. This is mostly just helpful if you're managing a lot of profiles and pages, so just kind of a nice new feature. Next, from X, they are removing all ads for Premium Plus subscribers. So before this, Premium subscribers would see no ads in the For You or following timelines, but they would still see them on profiles or post replies. Now the wording for this part of the Premium Plus says that subscribers to the Premium Plus tier will enjoy an ad-free experience across most areas of X, including the For You timeline, following timeline, post replies, and profiles, ensuring a smoother and more uninterrupted content experience.
I always say this and I feel like I'm screaming into the void. Their whole campaign behind removing ads from premium is just rude, the messaging. I get it, remove ads from premium, but the way they talk about ads is ads are great. They make the internet free in a lot of places. They give me a job. They promote products that people buy.
Yeah.
And they're always no stinking ads anywhere.
And then when people boycott them, like, oh, these people are limiting our free speech. What?
Yeah.
No, how would I know about Cheech and Chong's cruise shoes if it wasn't for ads?
Right. And then last for social, Megan Brady on LinkedIn noticed that LinkedIn is finally rolling out the option to modify scheduled posts. A lot of people in the comments were excited about this, so if this is something you've been waiting for, keep an eye out for it in your account.
And that brings us to our real life segment, straight out of our accounts and into your ear holes. It's time for Working Hard or Hardly Working, where we talk about what's going on in our IRL work, good, bad, or otherwise.
Hardly working for me this month is monthly PPC budgets. I get that that's just the way the world works, that you would have the same amount to spend every month, but it really should change for months with 31 days versus 30.
True.
Agree.
Just saying. Julia, what about you?
Okay, hardly working for me this week is recommendations from Google Ads reps. I unfortunately did something that they told me to do.
They recommended. You
Yeah.
tried something they recommended.
I did try something they recommended, and it made the campaign not do great. So
Wait,
I
what?
undid it. Crazy, right?
They got more money?
I know.
What did they recommend?
Taking my target CPA off for my Demand Gen campaign.
They tell you lower budget?
No. Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, but still, it did not work.
I should have messaged me about that. Okay, and for me, I'm just going to go working hard. And I didn't know literally until 24 hours ago if it'd be hardly working or working hard. We just bought a new building and are moving our Rochester office into it. And the trials and tribulations we've gone through with this have been absolutely absurd. We're supposed to close on July 1st. We did not close until yesterday, the 13th. Every day I've been taking the movers and the electric and the internet and everything and just moving it like 2 days. And so I just keep calling up and moving things like 2 days, trying to get things like coordinated. It is a complete heck show. Signed documents last week. Couldn't get until yesterday. Somehow we have everything now moved we found out Tuesday at 4:40 that we're able to move in and we are closed. And today, Wednesday at 4:18, we have everything moved over. Internet set up, electric. Somehow we did it in 24 hours, all boxed up, everything out of the old office. Incredible. Just incredibly, somehow like the world aligned and we're able to move. But I'm like disgusting. And I just drove to Buffalo to record the show and I'm driving back to Rochester. But everything worked out. It's crazy.
I'm so glad it did.
Took years off my life.
Now it's time for this week's ICYMI.
ICYMI people.
This is something you just might not have seen. Maybe something that you overlooked, but you shouldn't have.
ICYMI people, Melissa Mackey from her @Beyond the Paid handle on X is letting us know that Google Ads apparently just stole audience recommendations from the Insights tab like a thief in the night. She says this was one of the sections we used most to discover new audiences for layering. It was a cool feature where you could just go in there and they would say like, these are audiences you might consider adding, and these are like how they're interacting with your ads. And now I guess it's gone and nobody knows if anything similar is coming back. So sad. Thanks, Melissa.
Now it's time for our must-read marketing article of the week. An article so advanced, so in-depth, so detailed that we simply cannot cover it in its entirety on today's show.
This week's must-read marketing article of the week comes from the one, the only Glenn Gabe at Glenn Gabe on Twitter X and G Squared Interactive, GSQI.com. And he has Beyond Reddit and Quora, how Google's Hidden Gems update yielded explosive growth in search visibility for many forums. And Glenn, in his typical fashion, has a long post with plenty of examples as to which forums and why and how and what's going on with the growth from this Hidden Gems update. And specifically, it assumes that some of the forums additions to Google had helped to do this. But the takeaway is that it's more than just Quora and more than just Reddit. It is forums of all shapes and sizes. And I implore you to go to gsqi.com to check it out if you are interested in this, because he does a master class and breakdown on this Hidden Gems forums surge. Thank you, Glenn.
And now on to our playlist of curated songs to work to. You can head over to playlist.marketingoclock.com to listen in marketing playlist. I will be adding 123 by Jess Glynn this week. Greg, what will you be adding?
Is that like one of those things that your children listen to?
No, it's...
It sounds like it.
I know.
Okay.
I thought about adding the affirmation song by Snoop Dogg.
I liked her follow-up to that.
456.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Bonobo Sapien.
And I'm going to add 360 by Charlie XCX.
Oh.
Because it says my name.
She's so
in it.
Julia.
I like to follow up to that one. 361.
She actually has another one that's 365.
Oh, wow.
The first and last song.
So
Greg,
good
how
at
are you
naming.
feeling about Brat Summer?
I mean, pretty bratty.
All right, that does it for today's show.
That is now officially not Marketing Your Clock.
Thanks for listening.
We miss you already.
And we can't wait to see you next week.
Thanks for listening to Marketing O'Clock. If you're looking for more information on today's topics, head over to marketingoclock.com/newsletter to receive every single article we covered. We share the news as it breaks in our Discord community. Head over to community.marketingoclock.com to join.
Welcome to this week's Shootin' the Heck. We're after our famous Friday news show. We don't talk about marketing anymore. We just
Shoot the heck.
Today we are playing a really exciting new game.
I'm very excited for
We were enthralled with the Olympics, as everyone listening was.
Define we.
We were talking about them all
I
the
watched
time.
a couple of clips of it.
We talked about them all the time.
Okay.
And there were some questionable sports in there. I'm not going to say which ones.
Some might say non-sporting, but athletic events.
Yeah. So we're going to open it up and make recommendations for things that we think should be considered for LA 2028
I love this.
Olympic sports.
But these aren't like real sports, right?
You tell me.
I mean, am I supposed to say like wrestling, baseball, pickleball, like actual sports where you're competing against somebody?
My first nominee is walking to my desk in the morning with a cup of coffee without spilling the coffee.
That's pretty good. We're moving today. Today, obviously, we talked about earlier. I was holding a cup of coffee and I was just spilling all down my pants. And I wasn't even walking. I wasn't even walking.
And I wore a white shirt today. I have so many accidents. Like poor Kayberg in my office every day walking. I'm just like spilled again. And she's like, here's my Tide to Go pen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go with my 1-1 here, still on the table. I'm just going to go with negotiation.
It's kind of good.
Who wouldn't watch that? People just negotiating? And you're like, oh, you're just the world's best negotiator. How amazing.
That should be an event, is like negotiating what sport should be in the next Olympics. Like watching the team argue over it.
That could be an event for it.
That would be
100%.
really fun.
Yeah, like negotiation persuasion.
And you think you could partake?
No, I suck. I watch all these people negotiate online. This is crazy.
What are they negotiating?
Like sports cards
Oh.
for a client.
Julia, what's yours?
My first one is carrying groceries up the stairs.
Brutal.
I live on the 3rd floor and like it's a battle every single week.
I don't like to put them away either. Like just finding space when there isn't any and like moving things around and throwing things away.
Yeah. The whole process.
And then you're sweating.
Even going to the store, that could be like qualifying, like, you know.
3rd floor too?
3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a higher degree of difficulty. I
Right.
believe.
Yeah.
You're like Simone Biles.
I know. Gold, here I come.
Should I go again or do we have to do like serpentine?
Let's do snake draft.
Okay.
Oh, so I go again?
Yeah.
Okay. My second one is giving a cat a bath. It's very hard and dangerous.
Why
so-
do you even need to do that?
I mean, like, have you ever? Okay. I did like forever growing up, and like sometimes you just need to.
I thought they like lick themselves.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
yeah, but like
gross.
I had a cat that wouldn't for a while, so we had to do it for him.
So
It's just
he would just
hard.
smell bad.
So you had a broken cat that
Yeah.
needed a bath.
Also, that's so gross that cats lick themselves. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What do you mean? They're just cleaning
It's
themselves.
disgusting.
We'd be better if that's what we did.
And then the hairballs? No, please. Please.
Okay. All right. For me, again, this qualifies as a sport in my book. You'd have to have dual cars on like a expressway, starting at the same line, and they have to see who comes out of a traffic jam the first. Like getting through traffic jams and like slowing, like, you know, there's always like move over. I bet there are all these people just like fly past that and move over at the last second. Then you have a stoppage. You have to try to guess what lane it is in. If it's like a multiple one, like, is it stopped in the right lane? Is it stopped in the left lane? You have to use your judgment. Very much a sport. And you see who makes it out first.
It would be hard to keep it fair. You can't have like the same drivers on the road.
I mean, there's degree of difficulty, just like gymnastics.
Okay. My next item is opening kids' toys and clothing. It's the most wasteful packaging industry. I cannot believe that straws are illegal and this packaging is okay. It is so hard to open a toy and have to twist those things off the back, and scissors don't cut it, and then you have to use a knife, and you're going to injure yourself and send yourself to the hospital, and then who's going to watch your kid?
Great point.
I get really upset.
It's a good one.
So it should be for speed. Like you give someone the same toy and whoever can open it first wins.
See, I agree with that. And then maybe that's one level. The absolute depths of hell is putting together office furniture. So like if you think, and so that's why I relate a little bit, but office furniture and putting it together is the absolute worst.
I don't even put myself in that position.
Oh my gosh. It's the worst. And then getting up, and then you have bigger packages, more recycling, more trips to the car. It's the worst.
Yeah. Just like reading something, but also like physically exerting yourself and having to like keep the instructions straight, I cannot. So that's your next nominee?
No.
It should be.
No.
That was a really good one.
Thanks, but no. Okay, so you're up. Snake draft.
Oh, I'm doing 2 in a row.
Yes. Have you guys ever listened to this show? Anybody ever listen to the show here?
I'm going to say getting a YouTube video ad approved without being flagged for
some sort of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're going to have to bleep that out.
Bleep that, Tables.
It's impossible. You appeal it, nothing happens. You redo the ad, nothing happens. And then eventually it's just approved for no rhyme or reason. Terrible. What's your next one, Greg?
I've got an entry. This can be an honorable mention. Apparently it's making glasses through the move. We only made 4 of our glasses about out of 12.
Wait, they all broke?
They all broke. I just got a text about that while I was looking at my notes. Okay. So my next one, I think it'd be good, where I'm just going to call this one Pick and Fits, where you just go and you pick out an outfit for somebody for an occasion. Right? And you have different degree of difficulties. I don't know what to wear, so I just wear like a shirt and jeans all the time.
Is that something you think you'd be good at?
No.
You want someone to do it for you?
No, I would watch that where you're like, oh, I'm going to a soiree.
I think I'd be really good at that.
And you can just be like, yeah, here you go. Throw on some suede boots. I see it. I don't even know.
That was a Webkins game.
Was
Forever.
it?
Yeah.
Dressing them up?
Yeah, and then they'd like judge you and you could like get points.
Sport.
Sure.
What's your next one, Julia?
My next one is flying a kite.
What?
Have you ever actually seen someone do
Actually,
that?
sadly, I've never tried it. Now I feel
Successfully?
robbed of a childhood.
I've tried a few years ago. I just moved 2 kites. I'm like, oh, I should do this. I was just cleaning out my garage and just moved them. I'm like, oh, should I throw these out because I've never done it? No, I'm going to fly a kite someday.
Well,
What's so hard about it?
I don't know.
You just have to have the right
I've just
conditions.
never-
You
yeah.
have to have the right space.
Do
You
they
want
get
the
like
kid to get
tangled
pulled
up?
in the air?
I had no idea.
Well,
Should we do one more?
Sure, one more each.
So, Julia,
Okay.
what's your last one?
my last one is getting a bat out of the house in the middle of the night.
Oh my God. I would just move.
Yeah.
I can't. Check into a hotel. I swear.
You don't like flying vermin?
No. Especially in the middle of the night. No.
Yeah.
No.
Traumatizing.
Greg.
Okay, for me, it's just going to be getting a number. You have to go out to the bar. Yeah, that's hard. No, anybody you want. You could be whomever you're interested in. Just going out and seeing who is the best in the world. Like, do you remember that VH1 show with
Pickup artist.
Yeah, with Mysterio. What's the guy? Mystery?
He was so gross.
But like that guy would be our gold representative. Don't you think?
Only because nobody else is weird enough to try to like make that a skill.
I just think, would you watch that? I would 100%. Imagine that. You're like, oh, here's the location. You have to like learn about the location. Like, oh, je voudrais ton bien. Like, I don't know. You're in France.
Just like setting out in the Olympic Village and seeing how many numbers you can get.
Well, I think you have different locations, right? And you have to try to see who's the best, who's got the most riz in the world.
Well, the home team country would have an advantage.
That might have different locations too.
Worldwide.
Don't you think that you wouldn't watch that?
No, probably not.
Would it be like a live stream?
Yeah, it'd have to be.
They have a body cam, just like
My last one will be getting off the couch when you're accused of sitting on the remote and you're like really comfortable.
You would watch people do that.
It takes effort. I didn't say I would watch it. I just said it's really hard. When
Okay.
you're really comfortable and you have to get up, there's nothing worse.
So I feel like all mine I would like to watch. You know?
I'm just saying like the hardest things in the world.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So let us know what you think should be an Olympic
And
sport.
recap yours, Shep.
Oh, right. It was a draft. Okay, mine were opening kids' toys, walking to my desk without spilling my coffee, getting up off the couch when you are accused of sitting on the remote and you're really comfortable, and getting a YouTube video ad approved.
Okay, I'm going to go with negotiations. I've got pick and fits. I've got getting through a traffic jam and getting a number.
Okay. Mine were carrying groceries upstairs, giving a cat a bath, flying a kite, and getting a bat out of the house.
I would watch the cat getting bathed.
Right? And The Bat.
People would watch The Bat too.
Yeah, like, come on.
So let us know what you think, and we'll see you next week.
Officially marketing o'clock. Settle in, sit back, keep it locked.